Houston Rockets versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The 2025-26 NBA season tips off with a compelling Western Conference showdown as the Houston Rockets visit the Oklahoma City Thunder at Paycom Center. Both teams enter this season opener with renewed optimism, but distinctly different trajectories. Houston, riding a wave of late-season momentum from a strong 4-0 preseason showing, is eager to establish itself as a legitimate contender in the Southwest Division. Oklahoma City, on the other hand, is coming off a playoff campaign and is hungry to cement its place among the West's elite. With the Thunder holding home court advantage and a 62.3% win probability according to analytics, the stage is set for an explosive opener that could hint at the power balance in the West this year. Houston closed out the preseason with dominant performances, highlighted by a 133-115 win over Atlanta and a 130-128 shootout victory against New Orleans. The Rockets' young core continues to impress with pace, versatility, and defensive grit, but they'll be without several key rotation players. Veteran guard Fred VanVleet remains sidelined until April with a knee injury, while forwards Jae'Sean Tate and Dorian Finney-Smith are both ruled out until later this week. That leaves Houston's depth thin in the front court, forcing coach Ime Udoka to rely on rookies and emerging players to fill critical minutes. For the Thunder, injuries also loom large. Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe are questionable, while Kenrich Williams and rookie big man Thomas Sorber remain unavailable. Still, Oklahoma City's backcourt firepower, led by all-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the improving Josh Giddey, gives them a formidable edge on their home floor. Without VanVleet, Houston will look to Jalen Green and Amen Thompson to steer the offense. Green, who averaged 19.6 points last season, continues to evolve as a go-to scorer with the athleticism to attack any defender. His shot selection remains a work in progress, but his preseason form was sharp, highlighted by a 27-point outburst against Utah, where he shot 10 for 17 from the field. Thompson's playmaking and defensive anticipation will be key against Oklahoma City's relentless perimeter attack. Alperen Şengün anchors the Rockets' offense inside, providing elite passing from the post and the ability to stretch defenses with his improving mid-range jumper. The Rockets' offense thrives on pace, ranking in the top 5 during preseason in fast break points and second-chance opportunities, but there to generate half-court efficiency without VanVleet's floor spacing will be tested. For Oklahoma City, the offense begins and ends with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Coming off a career year where he averaged 30.1 points and 5.6 assists, SGA's ability to slice through defenses and draw contact makes him one of the league's most unguardable weapons. Paired with Giddey, who averaged 14.8 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 5.8 assists, the Thunder's guard duo orchestrates one of the most balanced young offenses in the NBA. Rookie Chet Holmgren adds interior length and rim protection, but his evolving perimeter shot gives OKC's offense another dimension. The Thunder's offensive philosophy under Mark Daigneault emphasizes pace and spacing. Expect them to push the tempo early to exploit Houston's defensive rotations, especially given the Rockets' weakened forward depth. Defense may decide this game. Houston's improved defensive culture under Udoka was evident last season, finishing top 10 in defensive rating after years of inconsistency. Jabari Smith Jr. will shoulder a heavier load, guarding versatile wings, especially with Finney-Smith and Tate sidelined. His matchup against Jalen Williams, if healthy, could swing the contest. Thompson's defensive versatility allows him to switch onto multiple positions, but limiting SGA's penetration will require disciplined team rotations. The Rockets' bench, led by Cam Whitmore and Jeff Green, must sustain intensity against OKC's second unit, which thrives on movement and cutting. For the Thunder, Holmgren's rim protection and Giddey's rebounding are key. The rookie big averaged 2.5 blocks per game in the preseason, altering countless shots and anchoring the paint. Oklahoma City's defense ranked among the top 5 in opponent field goal percentage last season, but they'll be tested by Houston's interior presence. Şengün averaged nearly 10 rebounds per game and remains one of the best passing centers in basketball. If the Thunder can contain Houston's dribble penetration and limit second-chance points, they'll be well-positioned to control the pace and dictate tempo. Momentum favors Houston after an undefeated preseason run. The Rockets have built an identity around energy and balanced scoring. 5 players averaged double digits during their exhibition slate. Their final preseason victory, a 133-115 rout of Atlanta, showcased their spacing and transition efficiency. However, with several key contributors sidelined, depth becomes a concern over 48 minutes. OKC, meanwhile, enters the season having split its final preseason games, but displayed defensive consistency. Their most impressive win came against Milwaukee, where they edged the Bucks 116-112 behind Gilgeous-Alexander's 28 points. The Thunder also closed strong against Indiana and Atlanta, winning by comfortable margins that reinforced their defensive dominance and offensive fluidity. Entering the new season, Houston sits second in the projected Southwest Division standings at 4-0, just behind the undefeated Spurs. The Rockets are viewed as a dark horse playoff team, aiming to break through after narrowly missing the play-in tournament last year. A win in Oklahoma City would send a strong message that this young roster is ready to compete for a top 6 seed in the West. For Oklahoma City, the Thunder lead the Northwest Division at 4-2, looking to capitalize on their young core's chemistry. Their ultimate goal is home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, something well within reach if they can maintain consistency at home, where they went 27-14 last season. This game, while early, carries symbolic weight. It's a chance for OKC to reassert dominance over an emerging challenger, and for Houston to announce its arrival as a legitimate Western Conference threat. The Rockets' injury report is extensive, but not catastrophic. Fred VanVleet's long-term absence leaves a void in leadership and perimeter shooting. Jae'Sean Tate and Dorian Finney-Smith's absence will test Houston's wing depth, while Isaiah Crawford's game-time decision looms large. Crawford's length and defensive versatility could be critical in slowing down OKC's wing scorers. For Oklahoma City, the injury list features notable rotational pieces. Jalen Williams, expected to miss one more day, would be a huge loss if unavailable, as his slashing and spacing complement SGA perfectly. Kenrich Williams, one of OKC's best hustle defenders, remains out until November, and rookie Thomas Sorber's absence weakens their backup frontcourt rotation. These injuries push OKC to rely on deeper bench options, such as Aaron Wiggins and Cason Wallace, both capable defenders, but inexperienced in clutch minutes. 3 elements could tilt this contest. First, transition defense. Houston thrives in open court play, while Oklahoma City must limit turnovers to prevent fast break scoring. Second, three-point shooting. Houston shot 39% from deep in preseason, led by Smith and Green, but without VanVleet and Finney-Smith, that mark may regress. Oklahoma City, by contrast, has improved spacing thanks to Holmgren's outside touch and Joe's shooting off the bench. Lastly, interior physicality. Şengün's matchup with Holmgren could define the tone. If Houston can dominate the glass and win second-chance points, they'll offset OKC's guard advantage. Conversely, if Holmgren stretches the floor and protects the rim effectively, the Thunder will control both tempo and shot quality. Expect a tightly contested game early, with Houston's energy clashing against Oklahoma City's structure. The Thunder's backcourt depth and continuity give them a decisive advantage late, particularly if Jalen Williams suits up. Houston's young stars will flash brilliance, but their depleted rotation and lack of veteran stability on the road could prove costly in crunch time. Oklahoma City's defense, combined with SGA's closing ability, should carry them over the line in a high-scoring opener. Still, expect plenty of fireworks. Houston's fast pace and confidence could push the Thunder to stay sharp through all 4 quarters. If the Rockets can find rhythm from deep and limit turnovers, they'll make things interesting deep into the 4th. But Oklahoma City's composure, balance, and ability to finish games with precision make them the more trustworthy side to seize control when it matters most. The Thunder extend their early dominance at Paycom Center, while Houston leaves with plenty of positives but also reminders of the growing pains still ahead. If the Rockets can get healthy and sustain their offensive rhythm, they'll remain one of the league's most dangerous young teams. But for now, Oklahoma City looks every bit the polished, playoff-ready contender they aim to be. Their ball movement continues to set the tone, with seamless spacing and unselfish playmaking that wears down defenses over time. Houston's flashes of brilliance, especially from its young backcourt, suggest a promising future. But OKC's composure and late-game execution underline the gap between potential and consistency. Nights like these reinforce why the Thunder's rebuild has blossomed into a legitimate Western Conference threat. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Oklahoma City Thunder winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Golden State Warriors versus Los Angeles Lakers. The 2025-26 NBA season tips off with one of basketball's most storied rivalries as the Golden State Warriors visit the Los Angeles Lakers at Crypto.com Arena. Both franchises enter the season with vastly different trajectories, yet the same burning question: can they still contend? The Warriors, led by a retooled supporting cast around their core, are off to a promising 3-2 start, sitting 3rd in the Pacific Division. The Lakers, meanwhile, are struggling early at 1-5 and find themselves at the bottom of the standings, desperately seeking rhythm amid injuries and roster adjustments. With Los Angeles looking to end a 3-game skid and Golden State aiming to rebound from a recent loss, Tuesday's matchup is as much about early season momentum as it is about legacy. Golden State enters the contest with renewed depth, youth, and continuity. Despite a narrow loss to the Clippers, 117-116, in their most recent outing, the Warriors' offense has shown flashes of its trademark fluidity, averaging over 115 points per game in their first 5. Los Angeles, however, is reeling from offensive inconsistency and defensive lapses, having allowed 120-plus points in 3 of their last 5 games. The matchup will pit Golden State's perimeter precision against the Lakers' interior size, 2 styles that have long defined the modern Western Conference rivalry. The Lakers' storyline is centered around survival. With LeBron James sidelined until mid-November due to injury, Los Angeles faces the challenge of generating offense without its leader. Anthony Davis will shoulder the bulk of the workload in the paint, while guards D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves must find rhythm in secondary roles. For the Warriors, the focus lies on maintaining balance. Stephen Curry continues to defy age with elite scoring bursts, while Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson are integrating into a more motion-heavy scheme that prioritizes off-ball spacing and tempo. The Warriors' young core, particularly Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski, adds athleticism and defensive versatility, although Kuminga's game-time status remains uncertain due to a minor ankle issue. Golden State has alternated wins and losses through the early going. Their last 5 results show a mixed bag. Victories over Portland, 118-116, 129-123, and the Lakers, 128-116, offset by losses to the same 2 teams and the Clippers. The offensive rhythm is evident. The Warriors have surpassed 115 points in 4 of their first 5 contests, but defensive execution has lagged, particularly in late-game scenarios. The Lakers' recent stretch tells a harsher story. Losses to Dallas, 121-94, and Phoenix, 113-104, exposed issues in both perimeter defense and second-unit scoring. Their lone bright spot was a tight road victory over Portland earlier in the preseason stretch, but since then, Los Angeles has struggled to close out competitive games. Without LeBron's playmaking, ball movement has stagnated, and the team's offensive efficiency has dipped to one of the lowest in the league through the opening 2 weeks. Golden State enters the matchup short-handed. Rookie guard Alex Tuhey, out until October 23rd, and veteran DeAnthony Melton, out until October 30th, will miss the game, removing valuable depth in perimeter defense and bench scoring. Moses Moody, who has carved a niche as a spark plug off the bench, remains out through October 23rd, limiting the Warriors' backcourt rotations. Jonathan Kuminga, GTD, is expected to test his availability during warm-ups. For Los Angeles, injuries have been more disruptive. LeBron James remains out until November 18th with a lower body issue, stripping the Lakers of their primary facilitator. Maxi Kleber, GTD, and freshman forward Adu Tiero, out through October 31st, further thin out an already shallow frontcourt rotation. With Kleber questionable, the Lakers may be forced to play smaller lineups against Golden State's fast-paced attack, potentially opening lanes for Warriors slashers and corner shooters. The Warriors' offense still runs through Curry, who averages a team-high 29 points per game while shooting above 43% from beyond the arc. His two-man game with Draymond Green continues to create open looks for shooters like Thompson, averaging 19.4 ppg, and Wiggins, 16.2 ppg. The addition of Kuminga's slashing ability and rookie energy from Trace Jackson-Davis gives Golden State a balanced blend of veteran savvy and youthful aggression. Their ball movement ranks top 5 league-wide in assists per game, a testament to their system's enduring efficiency. For the Lakers, Davis remains the centerpiece, averaging 25 points and 11 rebounds per game, including 2.3 blocks on the defensive end. Yet his interior dominance has been undercut by inconsistent help from the perimeter. Russell's shooting remains streaky, and while Reeves has improved as a secondary playmaker, his scoring output, hovering around 15 ppg, isn't enough to compensate for LeBron's absence. Expect Los Angeles to rely heavily on Davis in post-ups and pick-and-roll sequences, hoping to draw fouls and control tempo against Golden State's smaller front line. The Pacific Division, as usual, is unforgiving. Phoenix, 3-1, and the Clippers, 3-1, sit atop the standings, with Golden State half a game back. Sacramento hovers at 2-4, while the Lakers languish at 1-5. For the Warriors, a win would stabilize their early season footing and keep them within striking distance of the division lead. For the Lakers, another loss would deepen an already difficult hole, particularly with an extended stretch of road games looming. While it's far too early to talk playoffs, early season trends matter in a conference as competitive as the West. The Lakers' margin for error is thin, especially with key veterans unavailable. Several elements could decide this game. First, tempo. Golden State thrives in transition, while Los Angeles needs to slow the pace and exploit mismatches inside. Second, shooting efficiency. If the Warriors connect at their usual 38 to 40% clip from 3, the Lakers' defense could be stretched beyond its limits. Third, bench productivity. The absence of Moody and Melton means the Warriors will need contributions from Podziemski and Gary Payton, too, to sustain energy. For the Lakers, Rui Hachimura's scoring off the bench could be pivotal, particularly if Davis faces double teams. The chess match between Steve Kerr and Darvin Ham will hinge on adjustments. Kerr's offense emphasizes spacing and fluidity, often forcing bigs like Davis to defend in space, where Golden State's guards excel at drawing fouls. Ham, conversely, will look to punish the Warriors' lack of size by feeding Davis and exploiting second-chance opportunities. Rebounding could quietly determine the outcome. Los Angeles averages 44.5 boards per game, while Golden State sits closer to 40, often relying on team rebounding rather than dominant big men. The analytics forecast gives Los Angeles a narrow edge. 52.7% to Golden State's 47.3%, primarily due to home court advantage and the Warriors' short rest. However, the underlying trends favor Golden State's offensive cohesion. If Curry and Thompson find rhythm early, and if Kuminga is cleared to play, the Warriors' spacing could overwhelm a Lakers defense still learning to communicate without LeBron's leadership. Expect Golden State to push tempo and force turnovers from a Lakers backcourt that has struggled to handle pressure. Davis will post impressive numbers, possibly exceeding 30 points, but without consistent perimeter support, Los Angeles may once again find itself playing from behind. Meanwhile, Golden State's ball movement, unselfish play, and sharp shooting from beyond the arc, combined with their late-game execution, should give them the edge in crunch time, keeping the Lakers on their heels and forcing them into difficult shots under pressure. Golden State's depth, chemistry, and shot creation should carry them past an injury-riddled Lakers team still searching for identity. While the Lakers' effort at home will keep the contest competitive, expect the Warriors' experience and spacing to prevail. The win would move Golden State to 4-2, keeping them within a half game of the Pacific lead, while Los Angeles would slide to 1-6, a record that could prompt early season lineup shifts. Golden State's bench versatility and defensive rotations make it difficult for the Lakers to find consistent scoring runs, and Stephen Curry's leadership ensures the team maintains poise in tight moments. Even amid adversity, the Warriors' cohesion and ability to capitalize on mismatches should cement another confident early-season statement. In the grander picture, this matchup is more than another chapter in their rivalry. It's a snapshot of where two dynasties stand in their current timelines. The Warriors, still relevant and adaptive, continue to chase one more run at glory. The Lakers, shorthanded and inconsistent, fight to prove that their window hasn't closed yet. On Tuesday night in Los Angeles, pride, legacy, and early season survival all collide beneath the bright lights of Crypto.com Arena. Every possession between these teams carries history, tension, and the weight of expectation. The echoes of past finals battles linger in the air, with veterans on both sides knowing what's truly at stake. Not just a win, but validation that their formula still works in a league that's constantly evolving. Expect a mix of nostalgia and urgency, a reminder that while the stars may age, their competitive fire still burns bright when the spotlight returns to center stage. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Golden State Warriors winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.